it really bemuses me as to why he doesn't take that couple of steps to his right and just pick it up very routinely.
If he rang you to ask for advice, could you give him anything to help him? Or is it all down to him psychologically to deal with this?
I keep saying, play your game. Don't worry about making up for others' mistakes. And that's what I'm kind of leaning into with the first goal. All right, you concede a free kick in a pretty bad area. That's fine. You deal with that. In that position, what you don't do, if it's a brilliant free kick, it scores. Certainly that was my mindset when I was playing. If you're going to score a free kick, it's going to be a good free kick. But I'm not going to give you the cheap one.
Right.
And what he does there, I think, is in trying to make up for what was a poorly conceded free kick, finds himself cheating, looking for the big save, and then all of a sudden, the soft one just comes, not necessarily through the wall, it's more around the Manchester United wall. The two Galatasaray players peel off, and he goes looking for it and can't adjust. And that, for me, is about a mindset. Stop worrying about others. Just do what is straightforward and simple for you to do and deal with.
These stats are so striking, of course, for Inter, almost completely different player, Stevie. If you're Ten Hag, is there anything you can do?
I think you're going to have a lot of conversations with your goalkeeper coach, because that's where you have to go. You know, goalkeeping is a particular and a unique skill. And I was a coach for a decade, and I didn't understand goalkeeping. I always went to my goalie coach.
Right.
So Ten Hag, 100%, is going to be having conversation with his goalkeeper coach, asking him, how is he? Where's his head? Is he going to get over this? How do we turn this around? All of those questions are going to be at the goalie coach, and then when he's interacting with Onana, whilst he's number one and he's playing, you got to keep propping him up. You can't bash him. I always feel it's a different ballgame with a goalkeeper to an outfield player. You know, sometimes part of your armoury is to give somebody a mouthful.
Right.
To get them going. I don't believe you really can do that with a goalkeeper. And so, for me, it's got to be the goalie coach with the manager propping them up.
For me, and of course I'm speculating here, but I couldn't help but get the feeling that when Onana arrived, Ten Hag says to him, listen, I'm lacking leadership defensively in the back there. And I need somebody who can come in, marshal that defence, take some responsibility, and be the leader that we need. But now, kind of, again, trying to do others' roles in the back there, he's found himself in a little bit of a spiral. So as a coach, how do you now say, remember what I told you back then? Never mind, focus on you. You know, it's a really difficult conversation or position that Ten Hag is now in.
That makes absolute sense, because there's one thing I don't think you can do as a coach. You can't manufacture things.
Right, it's got to be organic.
You've got to let the guy play and see how things are going, and then when he shows the leadership, then you prop him up by saying, hey, I love your leadership and all that stuff. But when you try and manufacture something, and that sounds as though, to me, that could be the problem. So now what you're doing is you're making the goalkeeper step out his comfort zone to try and do things that maybe he's not particularly good at.